Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's Trivia Super Game. I'm Mackenzie, joined today for the very first time, Miss Emily Brayton of Miss Mojo fame. Everybody in the chat, please give a very warm welcome to Emily. How's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We're
Also
we're
to
gonna be
be introduced like you did. I loved it.
heroically, yeah. I'm super excited. We're going to be playing some Disney movie trivia today. We're giving away a $100 cash prize. So stick around, everybody. You will not want to miss this. And a special thank you to everyone who is tuning in live. You guys are the best. Now, before we get into it, I will just give a quick reminder about how this whole thing works. So every single day, we run trivia challenges on the WatchMojo website. As you compete in the daily challenges, you earn Mojo points for stuff like correct answer streaks, participation streaks, and inviting friends to play along with you. You can then redeem those Mojo points for entry into our Friday afternoon super game, where we give away a $100 cash prize, which is what we are here to do today, right here, right now. So everybody, you're going to need to redeem 50 Mojo points to join today's game. If you're here to compete, go ahead, open another tab, go to WatchMojo.com/play, sign in, and we've got about 15 minutes until the game starts. Now, if you don't have 50 Mojo points, don't stress, stick around. We're going to be streaming the game right here and keep playing those daily trivia challenges every day at WatchMojo.com/play, 3 p.m. Eastern. Keep racking up those Mojo points and tune in again next week. Could be your time to shine. Now, Emily is our resident Disney connoisseur. I don't want to gas you up too much, but it's true.
Well, thank you.
It's true. So are you feeling confident going into this game, or is it just like,
No.
we'll see what happens? No, not at all.
I feel like I will forget my own name, honestly, let alone what my favorite Disney movies or characters are, even though I have reminders right behind me. Like it's anybody's guess if I can say the correct character names even. So.
Okay, well, let's put that to the test right away.
Oh, gosh.
Because I'm joking, but did want to ask right off the bat, everyone in the chat as well, what Disney character do we all most identify with? I mean, everyone's familiar with this canon of films, literally 100 plus years. So who's your guy? Who are you most akin to?
Oh, well, I mean, in the spirit of a ranking sort of deal, there's like a couple of hot-headed Pixar ladies who I really relate to. There's Eve from WALL-E, particularly like when she's on Earth and it's not going so well, she just like flamethrower or something. And I was like, I relate. And
That's
Ember Lumen. Yeah, and like Ember Lumen just seems like a natural progression in Elemental of that. So like that, I feel a kinship with them. And definitely Lady from Lady and the Tramp. I think if someone's like, which character do you look like the most? I have like the Cocker Spaniel ears, so it's, I love her. And probably Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. You'd think I say Ariel, but no, it's Scuttle.
It's Scuttle.
He's my guy. He's too loud.
Well, okay, because I was going to say, why?
Yeah. He loves to share things with people. He might sometimes be a bit of a dingbat and not say the right thing, but you'll love having him around, hopefully.
Well, I love having you around, so I guess in that sense that tracks.
Yeah. What's your answer to that?
Yeah, well, I saw someone just mentioned Ariel, and the people are saying hello. So hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. Let us know, which Disney character you guys relate to. See Flynn Rider. For me, I'm like Ariel all the way, I think. Not just because I have red hair and enormous blue eyes, but I also love strange, garbagey treasure and kind of have a rebellious spirit. So I think that's my go-to. I didn't really think about like the Scuttles and the Pixar characters either, though now like that's worth a little more thought. But my gut just says Ariel. I think she's my guy.
She is everyone's best friend, honestly.
Yes. A lover of people, of creatures, of adventure, not afraid to go out on her own and do her thing. I get that. Matt in the chat is saying, I've been told I look and sing like Aladdin.
Okay.
So Aladdin. By who? I love it.
Was it me? Did I say that?
Yeah, more on that later. Tim says, I identify with Kronk. Great answer.
Theme music for Tim. Love that.
Yeah, he does his own theme music as he's like working through his day. Bring on the classics, says Bo.
Yes.
I'm here for it. For anyone who's just tuning in, give a quick reminder. We're here to play some Disney trivia. We're giving away a $100 cash prize. It's Friday, best day of the week. If you want to compete, go ahead, open another tab, go to WatchMojo.com/play, sign in. We've got about 10 minutes to go. What do you think about underrated Disney movies, Emily and our friends in the chat? I mean, the pantheon is so expansive, but at the same time, I feel like there are some that fall through the cracks. Is there one that you think deserves more love?
I mean, I'm gonna go with what I went with when I was 4 and say Hunchback of Notre Dame. I loved and still love that movie. I think it has very interesting things to say. It is not a typical adaptation by any stretch, but the songs are spectacular. You cannot go wrong with Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. So yeah, I would say that would be my absolute pick. But like, I also have a soft spot for Meet the Robinsons because I am a time travel film lover.
Yeah.
So can't fight that.
Can't fight that. I love that you started that with, I'm going to go with what I went with when I was 4. Like, that's how you know you really believe it. And I think that's a great pick too. That makes total sense. I was seeing someone in the chat say Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and that was 100% my pick. Absolute amazing movie.
Yes.
I feel like maybe it's having a bit of a renaissance. We did in Fan Rank, we did underrated animated movies kind of recently, and I think that was number 2. So maybe people are starting to talk about Atlantis a bit more, but like the visuals are insane, and they invented a whole language for this movie.
Yeah, and the voice acting, I mean, obviously Michael J. Fox being the main character, it's goated.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to give it the respect it deserves.
It's time.
Yeah.
Treasure Planet too. I was seeing some people in the chat talking about Treasure Planet.
Yeah. See, Disney used to take risks with like animated stories, and it was not on paper would you be like automatic yes. So Treasure Planet being, you know, a kind of steampunk version of Treasure Island is such an interesting sell. And I admire that got made.
Totally. So do you think Disney's kind of playing it safe like these days?
They have taken some risks, like I mean, live action movies being what they're kind of going for right now. That seems more like a sure shot because it's something that people obviously have already come to the theater to see. So it's a safe bet to have them come back to see Beauty and the Beast or The Little Mermaid and that sort of a thing. So it's like, I think in some ways they're taking risks, and I think like having Pixar as part of the roster, like they're obviously very good at what they do. But yeah, maybe a little safe lately.
Yeah, that's interesting and I wanted to talk about the live action remakes also. Like, in your opinion, like, because people I think have different, like this is a polarizing issue, I think in some ways, but topic. I think some people say it's kind of just a cash grab. Some people say there is like some kind of inherent value in revisiting these stories. Like, where do you kind of fall on that?
I think it's really interesting to try and take what the live action set, like that sort of an adaptation, and what you can do differently with it because you're in this new realm, what you couldn't do in animation, for instance, what you can say differently with the story. Like, I think The Little Mermaid had a very interesting readjustment to what that was saying. I think like movies like Cruella, which takes a familiar character, but it's like an origin story, but also taking it to, I think it's the 70s in London. So it's very interesting, not at all what you think somebody would do with a Cruella movie. But then you have The Lion King, which is not even a live action movie. It's animated. So I was like, what risk did you take there? Like, they could have gone the Maleficent route and had like Scar be the focus character because he's such an interesting fan favorite character.
Yeah.
And like, that's sort of like, I can see sometimes where they decided to play it safe, maybe, or the executives were a little bit too much in the room, being like, you gotta remake The Lion King, it's the best one we've got. And then, you know, it mildly tarnishes the legacy of the original.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good point because I was seeing some people in the chat were saying like, no, I hate the live action and stuff. But I think to your point, like, if you are adapting the story and like saying something new and adding something new to the conversation, whether that's visually or whatever, because I mean, a lot of these movies are 30, 40 plus years old at this point, then it's worthwhile. There's something to talk about a bit. But if you are just remaking it for the sake of remaking it, I mean, it loses its touch a bit. It's interesting that you say that tarnishes the legacy. I think there is some truth to that for sure.
Yeah.
So we got about 4 minutes until our little trivia game starts here. Quick reminder for anyone who's maybe just tuning in, welcome if that's you. We're here to play some Disney movie trivia, of course. Everybody who wants to compete, go ahead, open another tab. Please WatchMojo.com/play, sign in. We got 3-4 minutes left to go. You're going to need to redeem 50 Mojo points to join today's game, but if you don't have 50 Mojo points, keep hanging out with us. We're going to be streaming the game here. And if you want to compete next week with your Mojo points, keep playing our daily trivia challenges. They're every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern. WatchMojo.com/play. Same time, same place. Now, Emily, I know you have this like wealth of knowledge of Disney films and culture, but you're also into the parks. I know you've had some like big experiences there. Could you maybe regale us with a story, an enchanting experience maybe that you've had at the parks? And people in the chat, please, as well.
I mean, I just can't get enough of the fireworks shows. I think that they are so good. I have particular memories when I went to Disneyland. I ended up on the teacups, which are open air as opposed to slightly covered the way they are in Florida. And I did not time it, but it was the fireworks show was happening and they were pumping the music through the entire park. And I was just in a teacup, just basking in it. And I was just, this is what going to a Disney park is. This is the Plato's form of it.
Yeah.
And then when I was there last year, I went to see the Harmonious at Epcot, which I was a puddle because it was
sorry, what
like
is that?
the songs. Yeah, so they have like it's like a water / fireworks / like laser show, but they've adjusted the songs to be sometimes sung in the languages of like where those stories are from, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And I was just sobbing, but it was magical.
That is magical. Okay, I asked for enchanting, and that was like extremely enchanting. Both of those are extremely enchanting.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I have a list.
Yeah. Is it a top 10? Yeah.
20.
Yeah. Because it's true that, like, the Disney parks are not just for kids. I think sometimes there's a rap for that, but it's not true. So what do you get out of it as an adult? Is it just nostalgia, or I think what you're describing are some really like fresh, amazing experiences just for anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I have watched all of the sort of Imagineering documentaries and stuff like that. So it's not as if I'm like pretending that the characters are real. But it's like you still want a hug from Mickey, like that is never not going to be true.
Right.
You could always say, yeah, I'll take it. But having sort of the lore of how they decided to build Spaceship Earth and how, when they're training a new cast member, they get to put their choice of record inside of the ride so you can go through it and see which record or LP they've chosen. And it's just like things like that. I just really enjoy the Easter eggs, and that like it's very rich, and it's always changing. That was Walt's whole ethos behind it. So it's just like you always get something new and something fun, no matter what age you are.
Sure, because I mean the world building, I mean quite literally is pretty much unparalleled probably in the entire world. And the amount of detail and like thought that goes into that is just absolutely spectacular. So yeah, I hear you. I haven't been since I was a kid, but you're kind of selling me. Maybe I'll revisit.
I'll make you an itinerary. I'm not even kidding. Please let me make you an itinerary. Yes.
Please let me make you an itinerary. Yeah, you're the first person I will call, hands down.
Excellent. Oh.
Guys, we got 30 seconds to go. Anyone who is here to compete, open another tab one last time. Open another tab, WatchMojo.com/play. Sign in, 20 seconds to go. We got $100 on the line. If you don't have enough Mojo points to join, keep hanging out with us and keep playing our daily trivia challenges every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern, WatchMojo.com/play. Get those points, and next week you could walk away with $100. Emily, I'm a little intimidated, but let's go.
I'm terrified.
2, 1. Trivia.
Woo!
Okay, this is I think a pretty well known.
Mhm.
Which Shakespeare play is The Lion King based on? I feel like this
Yeah.
is a lot of Disney questions, trivia, I think, are
Mm.
kind of like general knowledge
Yeah.
to an extent because
Lion King 2 is based on one of the ones also on here. So,
is it Romeo and Juliet?
yeah.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Lion King 2. Yeah. Oh my.
Lion King 1.5 doesn't get talked about enough, I think.
Yeah,
What do
I
you make
know.
of that? What do you make of that half sequel? I loved it when I was a kid. Does it hold up?
It's kind of a Back to the Future 2 situation in that like it's a different angle
Mm,
of the story, and I love those. I
right.
think that's a really funny and fun sort of approach. There we go. I'm answering question. Oh
Yeah,
no.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, so
In
stressed.
the zone, in the
Yeah.
zone.
I was also horrified by the thumbnail
Yeah,
that
that's
is behind this.
pure nightmare
Gonna
fuel.
haunt me. Yeah.
All right, we got Cody in an early lead here.
Yeah.
Smashing, not far behind Bustin. Emily, your Miss Millie is coming in hot here.
Hello.
Do people call you Millie?
Yes. Well, just my partner, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
It
nobody
seemed
else
like a
call her
weird
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. You have to earn it.
Yeah. That's sweet though.
Oh, the thumbnail behind.
Oh, grief is right.
I requested that thumbnail and I was immediately like, I'm about to upset such a large demographic of people,
Yeah.
myself included.
Do you find like as part of the production staff, obviously at WatchMojo, you encounter your own work in the wild and
Mm-hmm.
it's really something.
Yeah, this is such a question.
I want to
'Cause
hear what you have to say about this once the timer runs out and we all know the answer.
yeah.
So he doesn't.
No, well, it is in like a side game that it's Adam, but come on.
Come on. What's the side
Like
game?
I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like what is the name of the prince that the beast is, and you're supposed to know that.
Oh.
Yeah. We did put it on a list once. I have since forgotten because I rarely played PC games.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that like one of
Mhm.
these the biggest films of this company has this like like lore, like they just mention it casually in some game
Yeah,
that like never comes up again. Except now.
there you go.
This was one that I actually didn't know either, that the prince in Snow White is Ferdinand. Do they say that in the film at any point?
Um, I don't think so, but the evil queen also has a name, which is Grimhilda.
Right.
So it's like they have somebody decided.
Right.
I don't know when, if it was at the time or like later, but that
It's canon.
yeah, it's canon. Yes. One of my first scripts I wrote for WatchMojo actually was about Disney villains, and I had to find out that her name was Queen Grimhilda, which is how
There you
I
go.
know that eidetically.
Yeah. The places our jobs take us research-wise.
Oh yeah.
All right. Which of these films is not considered part of the Disney Renaissance?
Mm-hmm. Which is my favorite of the eras, of course.
How many eras are there?
There are many.
Officially. Okay.
Is
this a TED Talk? Maybe.
Oh yeah. Yes. This is probably the answer to this question is probably some people's underrated consideration, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
A
saw
lot of people. Yeah. I do have memories of like the pig making predictions in the water. Like that was a memory that stuck in my head.
Kind of like a fever dream.
Yes.
Not
that
sure
is
if that
what
was
that
real.
And like the weird skeletal zombie knights. No.
It's kind of it is very PG in that sense. Like it's actually a little bit scary. Oh, Atlantis represent.
Yeah. But Lilo and Stitch also Spectacular.
Spectacular. Yeah,
Hey.
totally agree. I remember seeing that when it came out. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a summer blockbuster of my childhood that I remember.
Oh yeah. Jacob Elordi, who played Elvis in Priscilla, was like my introduction to Elvis was in Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, so was mine probably, actually. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
It's like 7 maybe.
Yeah.
All right, we got Lucas in the lead here. Just a reminder, we're about halfway through the
Excellent.
game, so the faster you answer, the more points you receive.
Some very smart Disney cookies here.
Yeah, people have been doing their homework.
Mm-hmm. Hunchback.
This is all
See,
you. This is
I'm
all
losing because I just like I keep going and going. Oh, this film. This. I'm like Alec Baldwin in Friends. He's just like this night, and he's just basking in how much he loves things. But that's me.
That's a good way to move through the world. There's nothing wrong
Hey.
with that. You may lose 5 seconds of the timer, but enjoy that
Like,
gasp.
what do I win?
Yeah.
Like joy? Yes.
Oh, Yzma, fashion icon.
Mm-hmm.
Huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a good one. Which Disney protagonist is the lead character not to speak in their film? Someone mentioned Bolt in the chat earlier. That's an underrated.
Yeah. It's fun. It's silly. It's like a traveling movie.
Yeah. Is Miley Cyrus? Does she do a voice in that?
Yeah. She's the main character, other than John Travolta, obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously, the dog is voiced by John Travolta. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, why would he be in any other role or movie at that time? It makes total sense. He had nothing else to do that day. What kind of bird is Zazu from The Lion King? It's Disney and ornithology.
Hey. This took me a second, and it's only because I've said it in scripts that I have that information, that recall.
People did well in this question, though, actually. A lot of people got that
nice.
Right. Yeah, that's sweet.
Okay.
What's your take on Brave?
I do like it. I think that the animation is really striking because it's Scotland, and like her red hair really is it pops against the whole backdrop. I think that like it's not necessarily evident to most people on the first yes. I was trying to answer the question at the same time, but I think that like some people might not realize like that the bear is also the prince, and so there's some sort of like cautionary tale that Merida could have fallen down the same path if she had like used magic as the shortcut kind of thing. But it has underrated elements.
Yeah, people I feel like consistently rate that as one of the like weaker Pixar films. I don't necessarily agree though, although I guess maybe against some of the greatest ever, it's doesn't stack up, but I think it's I think it's strong.
Yeah. Ooh, a question.
A questiony question. Do I know this?
Yeah. And is it the single version? I hope so.
Yeah, it's not there's like 3 different remixes that aren't counted and included in here.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah. Believe me, my obsession with Peebo Bryson as a singer of Disney singles knows no bounds.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's game. Let's see who is walking away with a $100 cash prize. We've got Jake in the lead. Congratulations.
Excellent.
Happy
Great
Friday.
Job.
Round of applause. Yay. Congratulations also to Aspen Silver, Dollfox, Cody, and Smashing for finishing in the top 5. Well done. Emily, how'd you do?
I think I did well.
You did 9th. That's great.
Hey.
And you beat Rebecca by 1 spot.
Oh, that's going to be a dinner table conversation.
Yeah. We'll be chatting about that later for sure. You'll be hearing about that for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Emily, for joining. This was awesome. Such a delight. And thank you to everybody for tuning in. Keep playing those daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. WatchMojo.com/play. And tune in next week for our super game where we will again be giving away this $100 cash prize. And we'll see you then. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks.